I'd like to start with just a little quote from Melissa Studdard's prose piece that she wrote about poetry in here. She's quoting a poet, County Cullen, and among other things. She says, "Now will the poets sing, their cries go thundering, like blood and tears, into the nation's ears, like lightning dart into the nation's heart." And I just have a quote from here. She says, "Poetic language, nestled deep within the tissue of the body, can disrupt the patterns and unexamined choices that preserve harmful structures and belief systems, lifting the blinders and revealing that which it has been instilled in us to overlook." I'd like to take a chance and read some poems I've just submitted for publication. So I don't, this is a couple of them. The first one is, they're both called Accepted, but this is Accepted Part 1. And there's a little bit of German in here. It's actually about Rilke's. Rilke wrote a poem about a panther in a zoo. And there's a line that explains that the panther was so stupefied by seeing these bars all the time and pacing around and around, it seemed to him as if there were 1,000 bars, and that's what that quote refers to. And also, Rilke also speaks of the grosse Wille, the powerful will of the panther. So that's part of this. Sometimes in her imagination, she still sees the narrow western wall along the new brick gymnasium. From inside, the makeshift playground is visible only from the upper bleachers. Outside, the space lurks out of view, hemmed in by a sidewalk, then a street. She would bolt her lunch and run to the escape route at the end, marked by a thin elm bush trying to grow without rain on rocky soil. Some girls were not involved, but intimidated, they did nothing. She watched games that she could not play, crafted little circles from elm twigs and bark. They resented her, in class, always singled out for praise. The team had chosen her as the mascot, the one oblivious to sports. Her character dance roles, panther, witch, shaman, her assumption of an essential goodness. 1,000 blows, face pushed into ice, sand, and mud, did not change her much, nor the coughing fits drowning her class recitations, nor the constant mockery, not even being pushed into the path of an oncoming car on an icy street. It was gazing without emotion at her right hand, bars of torn flesh exposing bone, closing that hand, telling no one. Rilke's imprisoned panther, und hinter 1,000 Stäben keine Welt, a glimmer of recognition. He accepted evil more condensed and immutable than black ice. His dance, a dark infinity of ever-narrowing circles. His grosse Wille stupefied, yet strong enough to extinguish that deadened universe. And Accepted too, giving up on poems, wishing memories whole, she thought, this will be the last. The letterbox closed. For months she forgot. At first she did not recognize her handwriting on that odd, thin letter with 2 precise folds. Then she remembered. The long Midwestern drought, pregnant with despair, fed the only shreds of hope to the wild canaries lined up on the struggling apple tree, that she watered every evening. She assumed they had forgotten to return the rejected copies. At first she did not recognize the word shimmering in that stupefying heat, accepted. Nor did she recognize the title. Bringing it up, she saw the typo, draining all sense out of a crucial line. Don't bother them, it's not that important. I believe I'll at least ask. It came in November, the last entry. They had made the change. Only then she noticed it was good. She harvested more apples than she could use or share. Rain came in winter, and another breach of darkness, shaped like a star, unbidden but welcome. And here's the poem in Carrying the Branch. World peace has always been here, emerging when it can, but not as the politicians would have it, not as history books spin the story. No treaties end divisions. No speeches move peace any closer. No law created ever makes it happen. Looking back, they only made things worse. How the Berlin Wall came down. Someone just brought a hammer and a chisel. A soldier decided to help, then another. Nothing was negotiated, nothing signed, nothing spoken. Even words in a poem just return empty-handed, but there is that quiet resonance that it recalls. That something out of reach of mere words. There it is, whole, complete. Suddenly, all those snakes are only quivering shadows. A city doomed to a long hot summer blazes with love and light instead. And no one seems to know why. A young street lord on a hit list in Colombia ends up in my library, assembling that ill-fated study carrel donation in half an hour with its 1,000 tiny pieces and no instructions. It had baffled us all year. You learn to think fast in those places. Sometimes a thought can turn around in mid-course, and everything changes. Children of ethnic cleansing finding lost joy. Their mothers remembering to live. Begin again after a long and painful silence to sing. Bullies and toadies you may have known no longer haunt your nights or the nights of your neighbors on this planet. Guns are for sale, but no one needs or wants them. Rain comes in time. Everyone is full. The earth grows purer, washed clean. Riches all calculated in degrees of happiness instead of holdings. This is not fantasy. It is inevitable. Peace or fear, they always come from within. But peace emerges from the place within where there is a silence that roars out creation. You can see the music. You can hear in it the sound of empty hospitals, whales dancing, tigers reach for their bows of burning gold, away from analysis, free at last. You begin to remember when every religion breathed eternal life, the sacred that was once found everywhere. That time is here for you. It is waiting. So one more. This is the poem I was writing about at the end of that that last line. It's just called Revisited. They have a theme here for each time. This is hindsight. Revisited. If only at age 6 I had embraced them, those blazing tongues, those unearthly visitors. If only I had not fled, but like the prophet, let them caress, let them enter. What languages would I know? Could I have invoked a fleet of pteranodons to carry the lost leaders of the 1960s to safety? Could I have charged a gang of banshees to protect the girls that I knew, even the ones I did not think I cared for? And I might be able to fulfill the desires of men who envy the power of a 10 by stirring up a siren or two. But those flames spoke in pure silence. To know their tongue would be to know the right answer 10 years later to the boy in the wheelchair who spoke of love. The response could have poured forth in one instant, an infinitesimal moment, producing a reprieve for the whole. An infinity of wounds would have closed and opened without any need for commentary.